Good morning to all my fans. Welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. Here's a topic that I'm going to hit very hard today. It's about Tua Tagovailoa. Is he an elite quarterback? Well, for some Tua haters and some Tua lovers, down below, please hit your comments. Okay, this is very important what I'm about to say today. Okay, because how do you see elite quarterback? How do you measure an elite quarterback? You know, what makes you think he's an elite quarterback? Statistics, winning, going to the Super Bowl. Well, let me start by saying a little bit about Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa was born on March 21 of 1998. He's 26 years old. His college was Alabama. He was drafted by the Dolphins on the 20 first round, the fifth pick. Okay. He is 6'1". He's like 217 pounds. I know that he beefed up this offseason to get ready for to play 17 games. Now let me start with his career in college. It's amazing how this quarterback in 2017 in Alabama, and I'm looking at his stats. It's just amazing how people don't see that he's elite. And I know why. One of the reasons why, because they think he hasn't won the big game yet. He hasn't won the actual win. The games. So, but let me look at the stats in Alabama. 2017, he only played 8 games. That's the year he beat the as a backup quarterback. He came in and beat the Georgia Bulldogs in the national championship. He played 8 games. I mean, it's just amazing. In 8 games, he only had 636 yards, 8.3 average. His ratings at 175, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Then in 2018, he played 15 games. That's his sophomore year. The first one was his freshman year, sorry. His sophomore year, he was completion of 245 from 355 attempts. I mean, amazing. A rate of 199.4, 43 touchdowns and 6 interceptions that year. Threw for 3,966 yards. 2019, of course, this is when he got hit with the hip injury. And look at his stats, too, because it's amazing. Only played 9 games. Had 2,840 yards. Okay. 33 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Guys, that's amazing college stats, believe it or not. Okay. But now let's look at his NFL record. I think he's 34-19 as a Dolphin. Okay. First year in Miami, this quarterback played only 10 games. And let me tell you, I was looking at all the paperwork, all the stats, all the information on Tua. It's just amazing how this quarterback only played 53 games, lost 15 games through injuries, through concussion. It's just amazing. And his stats is also incredible. And I know what you're going to say. Well, stats doesn't win game. Well, what doesn't then? Because sometimes you have a lower stat and you still win the game. So it counts somewhere. But anyhow, it's a good subject to talk about. Like I say, once again, in the bottom, hit your comments. Just tell me yes or no if you feel that Tua Tagovailoa is an elite quarterback. And I'm saying on myself, yes, he is. Okay? Maybe he hasn't proved himself yet. Guys, remember, he's 0-1 only in the playoffs. That's all he is. But let's look at his statistics through 4 years in Miami, which is amazing too. 10 games, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Now, that year he had 20 sacks. That's in 2020. Of course, only played 10 games. Here we go. Not played much. 2021 season only played 13 games. Threw for 2,653, 16 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. All right. And then he also was sacked 20 times. Then 2022, he played 13 games also and threw for 3,548, had 25 touchdowns, 8 interception. By the way, the rating on this one was 105.5. Okay, the year prior to that I just told you, he was at 90.1, and then his first season as a Dolphins, he was at 87.1. I'll take those rating anytime, guys. There's quarterback out there, that doesn't have that rating, by the way. And then last year, 2023, where he led the league, where he led the NFL in passing, 4,624 yards passing. Played an entire season of 17 games. All right, he threw for 29 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, and his rating was 101.1. Okay, if this man doesn't deserve a contract, I mean, what can I tell you? I know the offers on the table over $50 million a year, whatever Mike Greer, and the agent will get together and decide, this man deserves to get paid. I know you're going to tell me, yeah, but he had Tyreek Hill. No, wait, remember, the first 2 years, he did not have Tyreek Hill. He had Gesicki, Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Devontae Parker, okay, most of the time. I mean, you have to look at that, guys. I mean, it's very important, okay? When Tyreek Hill came into Miami, yeah, it changed a little bit, but it wasn't much because Tyreek Hill was the one who said this guy's not accurate? Who says this guy cannot throw? So let's not bring down Tua Tagovailoa, guys. Let's be honest, okay? I know what we all want. We all want a Super Bowl and a playoff win. Trust me, they've been a Dolphin over plus 20 years, So we need to be realistic, guys, okay? Our job is not to criticize the individual, not to judge the individual. It's a sports, okay? At the end of the day, it's a sports. You play football, you play 60-minute football. But I think Tua has done a lot for the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what's going to happen with his contract. I'm going to tell you the truth. As a Dolphin fan, he deserves a contract. Dan Marino was asked a while back, and I think on the Combine, do you think Tua can win the Super Bowl with Miami? He said yes. I agree with him. I think he can. Unfortunately, if we decide to move along with Tua Tagovailoa, okay, now you tell me, what's the best quarterback out there for the Dolphins? Because truly, sincerely, I don't see nobody better than Tua right now. Now, I didn't bring in statistics that I should have on this podcast today about other quarterbacks, and you'll be surprised when I saw Aaron Rodgers, when I see, Lamar Jackson, and not taking these people, these quarterback down, guys. It's not bringing them down. They're great quarterback, but they're different. Pocket quarterback, running quarterback. You see all these tangibles that they have, and I look at Tua. I mean, Tua is only 6'1", 217 pounds. For what he does in the field is amazing. Now, I remember the year that he really had a good year when he rushed for, I think, in 10 games, he had 36 carry for 109 yards. I know it was three yards a carry, but he had 3 touchdowns that year. And, of course, then the second year, he also ran for 128 yards on 42 carry, and that was a 3-point average, and he also had 3 touchdowns. So, and sometimes says, man, why is he running? I mean, he's going to get hurt, And remember, all the doubters, when he had the concussion, everybody doubted him. They say he's not going to make it in this league. He was not going to survive. Nobody gave him a chance to play 17 games this season. So think about this. A quarterback from Alabama, and and let me say the truth. You have a lot of haters out there that they don't like Alabama quarterbacks, and I don't know why, but I mean, I understand it's different when you come in this league. I mean, this is the boy leagues. The NFL, I call it, well, let me change that. I'll call that the man league, not the boy league, But at the end of the day, you know what? You still got to play football, Whether you win or lose. I look at Josh Allen. Wow, turnover machine. I look at the Jets. My God, what a turnaround in quarterbacks. Look how many quarterbacks they bought this year in that team. They don't feel comfortable with the guy being their quarterbacks. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of team that has done that last year. Sorry. Coming to these new years, well, yeah, there will be changes. But Guys, I'm a person, like I tell you, I'm a positive person. I give people where, and I give, players, people, person, whatever you want to call it, uh, an opportunity because Tua came in with a team since Dan Marino, because that's another thing. He started breaking records for Dan Marino, what Marino wasn't doing. And you know the history of the Dolphins quarterback changes. My guy Jay Fielder, Scott Mitchell. What's the guy that played for Kansas City that used to play for us? We got Ryan Tannehill also. It was Ryan Tannehill. I mean, I got so many names. I say, my gosh, it's just amazing how many quarterbacks play for the Dolphins. And we all thought, man, this is the guy that's going to take the Dolphins to the next level. This is the guy that's going to, bring them to the next step that we need to. So just because Tua has been here for 4 years, and he deserved a 5-year option, and he deserved to get a raise. And I do believe he's an elite quarterback. And I know what you guys are going to say, to be an elite quarterback. So what's an MVP? Well, the MVP is the most valuable player. Why? Because he led the league in touchdown, he led the league in passing, but he took the team to the Super Bowl. Oh, so that's a different category. Well, the same thing I see with an elite quarterback. Elite quarterback doesn't mean you got to take the team to the Super Bowl. Maybe you guys disagree with me, and that's okay. That's what I tell you down here. Comment, and I'll respond to you. My thing today is you tell me, okay, is Tua Tagovailoa an elite quarterback? Yes or no? That's all I want to hear. Okay. If you have any other comments, I'll get to it and I'll answer you. And like I tell you, you got all these quarterbacks, MVPs, that have not won the Super Bowl. You got quarterback that are elite that has not won the Super Bowl. And you look at the stats, you say, what is this guy talking about? Because they're stats, guys. That's record that are meant to be broken. Okay. And you tell me when since Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Tell me if Kirk Cousins has won one. Tell me if Lamar Jackson has gone there. Tell me if Deshaun Watson has gone there. This is what you see in these young quarterbacks coming up. C.J. Stroud, Pickett from Pittsburgh. Even though that he needs to step back a little bit and get more learning experience. You see these young quarterbacks. You got Young from the Panthers. Okay, Justin Field, Chicago. He got hot at the end. Now they want to trade him. They want to get rid of him. But like I told you a while back in my podcast, some of these sports coaches, some of these coaches in offensive coaches in sports, they play a different scheme, and they try to find the right quarterback to play that scheme. You got pocket quarterback once again. You got running quarterback once again. You got mobile quarterbacks, and that's one of the words I want to use, that could throw to your left, could throw to your right. Okay, let's look at it, guys. These young guys that are coming into the league are surprising us. Look what Justin Field did. C.J. Stroud did. Young was in a bad team in the Panthers, and he came along, I think, pretty well to handle that situation. But then we have the Alabama haters. Well, those quarterbacks can't make it in this league. Well, don't hate the players. Don't hate. That's the word I just really don't like saying. Give them a chance. Give them an opportunity. Maybe they're in the wrong ball club. Maybe they're running the wrong offensive scheme. Maybe that's not the right coach. And Tua got lucky when he met McDaniel, and people disagree with it. And I know McDaniel makes mistakes. Who doesn't make mistakes? We're human. We all make them. Okay? But you cannot say you haven't seen a difference in Tua since McDaniel came in. I know what you guys are going to say out there. Yeah, but he got Tyreek Hill. Listen, the first 2 years, Gesicki, Parker, Waddle. Come on, guys. He didn't have Tyreek Hill. Okay? I think he had Cedric Wilson. I want to be sure. He had a lot of good weapons back then. The only problem is he got injured. He couldn't play games. 10 games, 13 games, 13 games. To lose 15 games in the last 4 years, that's a lot. Imagine his stats. And then we criticizing him because he's 0-1 in the playoff. My gosh, 0-1. Remember, we almost won, almost beat because of time management. We almost beat, or we could have beat the Buffalo Bill with a backup quarterback, Skylar Thompson. We forget that. But the problem is, you move on from that. It's in the past. I'm trying to stay positive here, guys. You got to give a guy an opportunity to shine in the NFL. Okay, might not be the first year, might not be the second year, and sometimes, let's be honest, there's guys that come out of the gate the first, second year. Wow, they're. I mean, let's look at Burrows when he came out. Man, that's the man in Cincinnati. Got injured, not the same Burrow anymore. You know, and look how they position these players with players that get Lamar Chase. Hey, man, you're coming down with me. It's amazing. Okay, because that's a weapon. That's something that you added to your resume for your ball club. That's going to help you down the road when you play these NFL teams. But once again, you got to have a scheme, an offensive scheme to beat these teams. It's not that you're going to win every Sunday. Okay, just because of that only one player. Remember, 11 players on defense, 11 players on offense. And then once again, which I love mentioning every time on my podcast, you got a 53-man roster. Use your man in 53-man roster. Give people opportunity, give them a chance to play football, guys. And I can look at Atlanta. When they got Ridley, I mean, they put these players in position for the quarterback. Not to have a great season, but to produce in the field to show what they got, their arms, their arm strength, their speed. So, guys, you got to, guys and girls, because I know there's also girls looking at the program. You got to be honest with yourself, man. You got to be very optimistic on yourself that, football is hard. This league is hard to play. Okay. There's a lot of challenges when these rookies come out of those mini camps and they come into college, you know, and let's look at the combine right now. I don't want to change it around. That's the topic I want to stay with, TUA. You know, you got players out there running, throwing, you know, giving it all out to make it to an NFL team to see if their quality and their background and everything they use for themselves to join a team that can provide the team the help they need. Okay, offensive linemen, running backs, wide receiver, quarterback, all that's in the combine on 2024. You know, it's funny how we say, man, that guy's good in the combine. He throws so hard and he throws fast and he's got speed and he could jump this high. He could block. He's a run blocker. He's this. And then they get to the NFL, and the guy's not good. He can't block. He can't throw. He can't run. You see, this is the criticism that I don't like because because once again, you're coming from a college to a pro. Okay, it's two different things. The physicality of the NFL, the physical of the NFL. Okay, let me be sure about this. It's very different. You got weightlifting program, you got exercise program. My God, you even got eating diet program for these players. So all that common combination, and I tell you, it's hard for a rookie to come in from college to the NFL and become a pro. And some hit the roll so good that they'll be successful just right away from one snap of the finger. But going back to Tua, see, I believe Tua deserves his contract. I believe Tua is going to take Miami to the Super Bowl. I believe Tua will be signed. And if he's not, Dolphin fan, you're going to be very disappointed. And you should be. Okay? I know that Miami cap, salary cap is at 28, 29 million over. There's a lot of work to do for Mike Greer. I think there's only 2 weeks left, to get this done, get it fixed. You got to have your quarterback for the season. So hopefully that will happen soon, guys. But once again, looking at Tua, man, I think he's deserved the contract. I think he's a great player. Yes, I think he's elite for everything that he has gone through in his career from college to the NFL. I know that winning in the NFL is hard, but man, he's 34-19, which is amazing. Man, I don't think Herbert has that record. And like I said, I don't want to do comparison with no other quarterback because the thing I was talking today is mostly about Tua Tagovailoa. But once again, you guys let me know in the comment section. Please comment whether you're a Tua hater, a Tua lover. What do you think? Is Tua an elite quarterback? Yes or no? And let me tell you this: today is Sunday, a beautiful day, another blessed day. This is the day that we should be rejoicing and be real glad that God has given us another opportunity to be in this earth. You know, love one another. That's the most important thing. And once again, thank you so much for those that have subscribed in my YouTube channel. Those are those that give me the thumbs up. I appreciate that also. Also, the viewers. I understand some of the viewers don't look at the whole video, but that's okay. That's your opinion. That's you of seeing or not seeing it. That's okay with me. I have no problem with it. This is about to get better, guys. I understand it's a learning process, but at the end of the day, you know what? It's just fun. So thank you once again. Those of you that have been with me for a while, I want to thank you. God bless to all of you guys, and see you soon. Thank you.